Jack and the Beanstalk, adapted by Jane Gerard, illustrated by Susan Spellman. Long ago, there lived a poor woman and her son named Jack. They had no money and no food, so the woman decided they must sell their milking cow. The woman asked Jack to take the cow into town and offer her for sale. On the road into town, Jack met a strange man who asked to buy the cow. "I will give you 5 magic beans for your cow," he said to Jack. "Do you know how many that is?" "2 for each of my hands, and 1 in my mouth," answered Jack. "Right," said the strange man. "Here are the beans." So Jack traded the cow for the 5 magic beans. When Jack returned home, he proudly told his mother of the good trade he made. "You foolish boy," she said. "Now we will go hungry." And she threw the beans out the window because she did not believe they were magic. She sent Jack to bed without any supper, even though there was nothing to eat anyway. The next morning, Jack awoke to find a large beanstalk growing from a spot where the beans had fallen. It was so tall that it grew all the way to the sky. Jack climbed the beanstalk until he was high in the sky, even higher than the clouds, and there before him he saw a great castle. Jack walked up to the castle, and there in the doorway stood the biggest woman he had ever seen. "Please, ma'am, I'm very hungry. Could I come in? Have something to eat?" asked Jack. The woman said that her husband, who was a giant, was coming home soon and would eat Jack for supper. But Jack asked again so nicely that the woman brought him inside and gave him some breakfast. No sooner had Jack finished eating than he heard the tramp, tramp, tramp of the giant's boots. Quickly, the woman hid Jack in the unlit oven. The giant filled the kitchen door and roared, "Fe-fi-fo-fum! I smell the blood of an Englishman. He be alive or be dead. I'll grind his bones to make me bread." "You only smell the stew I've cooked," said his wife, setting a huge bowl in front of him. After the giant had eaten his fill, he called for his gold. His wife brought bags of gold coins. The giant counted them until he grew sleepy. Soon he began to snore. Jack slipped out of the dark oven and grabbed one of the bags of gold. Then he ran as fast as he could to the beanstalk and climbed down. Jack's mother was happy to have him home, and the gold bought them food for many months. But as soon as the coins were spent, Jack disguised himself and climbed back up the beanstalk past the clouds. Once again, he asked the giant's wife to let him into the castle. The woman did not recognize Jack in his disguise, but she did not want to let him in. She told Jack that the last boy she had let in for food had stolen a bag of her husband's gold. But Jack asked so nicely for a drink that she brought him to the kitchen and gave him a thimble of water. A simple thimble of water, if you will. No sooner had Jack finished the water than he heard the tramping of giant boots and ran to hide in the oven. Again, the giant roared, "Fe-fi-fo-fum! I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make me bread." His wife said, "You only smell the delicious soup I've cooked for you." Then she fed the giant to supper. After the giant had eaten, he told his wife to bring his magic hen. "Lay an egg," commanded the giant. The hen laid a perfect golden egg. Soon the giant fell asleep again. And Jack crept out from his hiding place. He grabbed the hen and did not stop running until he was safely home. Each day the hen laid another golden egg. Jack and his mother were able to sell the eggs and He used to buy plenty of food. Jack's mother was very happy, but Jack still longed for adventure, so he climbed up the beanstalk once more and tiptoed into the giant's castle once more. He ran to the kitchen once more and hid behind a giant broom. Soon the giant and his wife came in. The giant looked around the kitchen and cried, "Fe-fi-fo-fum! I smell the blood oven!" His wife quickly ran to look in the oven, but no one was there. The giant sat down in his chair here with a thump, thump that rattled the kitchen floor and called for his wife to bring him his magic harp. Jack watched as the lovely golden harp was set before the giant. The harp somehow had a face when the giant roared, "Sing!" The harp came to life and played a beautiful song all by itself. It even sang along with it, the music in a soft, sweet voice. The giant ate his supper while the harp played and sang. When the giant was full, the harp's music lulled him asleep. When the giant was snoring loudly, and was certainly asleep, Jack crept up from his hiding place behind the room. He picked up the golden harp and ran away with it. The magic harp called out, "Help, master!" This woke the sleeping giant. When he realized that his prized harp was being stolen, the giant leaped up with a mighty roar of rage and grabbed for Jack with one of his huge hands. Jack jumped off the table and ran just as fast as his legs could carry him. He could hear the tramp, tramp, tramp of the giant and its boots behind him. That made him run faster than he'd ever run before. When Jack reached the beanstalk, he climbed all the way down to the ground with magic harp clutched and tight in one arm. As soon as Jack reached the ground, he grabbed an axe and, with one sharp blow, chopped down the huge beanstalk. Down it crashed, and with it crashed the giant. And that was the end of the magic beanstalk and the end of the giant. As for Jack and his mother, they lived happily ever after with the wonderful hen and the magical golden harp. The end.